Hey guys, doing another review, this time of the NECA Ninja Turtles comic book Raphael. These figures, I'm just going to go ahead and say this, these figures are freaking awesome. At first I did not know if I wanted them because of the necks, but the whole neck issue can easily be solved by putting them in a pose that they would actually be in, not just standing there. If you're a big fan of the comics, you probably already have these. So this review is not for people that are a fan of the comics. This is for people that are just fans of Ninja Turtles in general. You know, as you can see, I've got him in a really cool pose. And I believe that's actually a pose that's from the comics. I'm not too sure about that. I could be wrong. I just want to point out, this is the first time that any Raphael figure has been able to do anything like this with his size. So yeah, it's really cool. There's Raphael's mean, menacing face. You know, like he's just had a fight with Leonardo, which he does a lot. He's the outcast of the group. You know, he's just the badass of them all. I mean, the others are all pretty cool too. You know, like Leonardo with his swords and his leadership skills, I guess. But Raphael's just the badass. You know, he's the solo guy. He's always got to do things the hard way, the messy way. You know, he's the guy you don't want to mess with. And he was pretty awesome in the CGI movie. If you've seen these before, you probably noticed that his shell is a little bit shiny. I actually made it that way, not on purpose though. He had this long scratch on his chest. That was only my version. They're not all like that. Which I painted. I got sort of a orange type of paint and mixed it, try to get the shell look, and I painted it, but it kept rubbing off. I had to do it several times, so I put a protective coating on it, but the protective coating is too shiny. I need to get a flat protective coating. I don't know where, but I'll just try to find something like that. If I ever do, I'll post a quick little video showing you guys. For just a quick size comparison, since I just did this guy, here is a movie Transformer figure. So yeah, these guys are really small. I want to say he's about just a little under 6 inches, I think. So yeah, these guys they're not going to fit in too well with your other collector figures from like NECA or McFarlane. But that really depends on your definition of how big one of, you know, these humanoid type turtles will be. You need to be really careful. Let's see if I can get it with the waist, the belt right here on the waist. It's really thin rubber. I could see that easily ripping. And you kind of want to be careful with the shell too. It's really bendable, I should say. So you know, you don't want to bend the shell one day and rip the belt. That'd be a shame. But anyways, his articulation is that's a ball joint on his neck. He has a ball joint on his other end of his neck, so he has a lot of good articulation on his head, and it can rotate all the way. His arms, they're a little stiff at the shoulders, but you know, they have a, whoa, that was a hell of a close-up. They have a good range of movement. You know, and he does go a little farther than that, but I got his sai in his hand. Let's see. There we go. That's about right. His hands, that's about as far as you can get his hands to go that way, really. His hands do go inward more, but I have the size in his hand, so I don't really want to do that. So actually, yeah, here's a good example of how far their hands can go. Their hands do rotate all the way, but they're a little tight, so I'm not going to worry with that. He does have some waist articulation. It does move the chest, the belly, I guess. So I'd be careful of that. One thing I've noticed is he does this. He has a joint in there that makes him lean forward a little, so be careful with that too. His hips are a ball joint. You know, if you can see that in there. There's his little tail. It's kind of like a green turd coming out, but oh well. I'm sure I'm not the only one that's commented on that. It could be seeing something else too, but I don't want to get too vulgar with this video. His legs are double jointed. Don't really want to move them because they're a little tight. And actually, sometimes the paint gets stuck. If the joints are stuck, take the turtle, stick him in the freezer for about I'm gonna say about 30 minutes, maybe 20, and take him out and move the joints, because I could easily see some of this plastic ripping, and the feet they can sort of angle, and then of course, you know, you get a good deal of movement out of them as well. So yeah, he's really articulated, and you can get some really cool poses out of these turtle figures. I mean, it's just unbelievable how good these poses you can get them in. You know, like I had him at the beginning of the video. These figures are fantastic. But yeah, this guy is a fantastic figure, and they all are, really. But yeah, even their bandanas are rubber. So you really got to be careful with those too. The box set that I got, I've noticed a lot of people said the same thing that I have about the box set. The paint jobs on it aren't as good. I mean, they're still really good, but they're not as quality as the individually packed figures, because they're mass marketed. That's the downside to getting the box set, really. So I had to touch up some of the masks on my box set turtles, and I think the hands were the only other problems. I had to touch up that with a little bit of pale green, sort of. Other than that, if you get these figures individually, though, you won't be disappointed. I mean, it's just that they're just that good. I mean, they're just fantastic figures. If you like Ninja Turtles, do not hesitate any longer. Get these figures. I don't know if they're allowed to do the cartoon type of figures. If NECA is ever allowed to do those, and they make turtles with different colored headbands, they will certainly get more of my money, because I'll probably buy 2 sets of those. But anyways, I never really read the comics. I was born in 1984, so I pretty much got the tail end of Transformers by the time I was big into TV, and then it moved right into Ninja Turtles. So yeah. Hey guys, I forgot to give a rating for this figure for Raphael. Really, the only problem for me was the little scratch on his chest that I had to fix, so easily a 9 out of 10. If you don't have that problem, these are an easily 10 out of 10. These figures are just fantastic, and you need to pick them up, seriously. So, I hope you enjoyed the review, and that's that. So yeah, if you don't have these figures yet, you need to get them. That's it for this review. Should have a few more reviews up in the coming week or weeks before I go on vacation, so look forward to those.